The world we live in is one filled with evil, lurking in the shadows. It is shocking where the evil is sometimes found. Today, we will begin our investigation into a possibly sinister teacher. It seems that the best way to begin this mystery is to ask those who know him best, his students and fellow teachers. Sit back and prepare for the unexpected.
Mister,
No problem.
please state your name to the camera.
What's that? I can't do it.
That's okay, sir. I understand this may be a sensitive subject to you.
It's very, very sensitive.
So, how well do you actually know Mr. Brian Yuvan?
Brian, me and him go way back. Freshman year.
Okay. And how is the relationship between the two of you?
Not good, not good.
Even though the student may be a stoner, he deserves the full respect that every other student at the school deserves.
Yeah, man, I just want to blaze up.
Are the rumors true? Are you really from Cali?
Mahogany wood.
Then why do you sound like a surfer?
Surf's up, dude. Gotta get that nar, bruh.
So, this guy. What all of Mr. Yuvan's behaviors alarm you?
Oh, when he yells. Gets that twitch in his eye.
And why does he yell?
I don't know. I think he's got daddy issues or something.
I see. So, is it frightening to the students when he yells at them?
Mainly the chicks. They get a little scared.
Is it threatening?
Oh, yeah. Very.
How
very.
often do people leave his room in tears?
All the white women.
With the demographic of this school in mind, that's all the women in the school.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Come in and sit down.
Thank you for coming, Mr.
Yeah?
Tell your name to the camera, please.
Tiger Jaguar.
Now, this may be a sensitive subject to you, but do you know of a Mr. Brian Yuvan?
Yes, I do.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your relationship?
He's my favorite chemistry teacher. I have an A- in his class. That's my best grade.
Have you found him to be somewhat abusive, as other reports have said?
Well, I hope so.
Are you aware that some students call him Daddy You?
I'm one of those students. I meant he's a terrible person. He's terrifying.
You heard it here first. Brian Yuvan is a horrible person. Thank you for joining us today, Miss.
Leprechaun unicorn.
I've heard that you are a student of Mr. Brian Yuvan's. Is this correct?
I can't talk about it. I just can't.
As seen here, folks, for some, the subject of Mr. Brian Yuvan can be so utterly devastating that they cannot even stand to speak of it. I think this segment speaks for itself.
We found after every interview, we needed more. We needed to know Yuvan better. We needed to know his past, present, and future. The one man to do this is Alexander Twig. a Yuvanologist or uvologist. He's the only man for the job. It don't matter.
Mr. Alexander Twig, thank you for joining us.
Mr. Sir, thank you.
To start, would you like some cooling Ice Mountain sparkling purple berry water?
I would.
It looked refreshing until it almost.
Thank you.
exploded. So,
Save it for later.
I guess you know a lot about Mr. Yuvan. Is that true?
A little bit.
Yeah. I like the outfit.
Thank you.
Is that everyday attire for you, or is that your work?
I have a couple different versions.
Okay. How long have you known Mr. Yuvan?
10 years.
10 years, yes. How old are you now?
9.
Is he a scary man, Mr. Yuvan?
To some.
To you?
No.
No.
He is scared of me.
Is your knowledge of him something that makes him less fearful?
Yes and no. The more you dig, the more you uncover, and the more you're scared, but the more blackmail you have.
Okay, so are you saying you're willing to blackmail Mr. Yuvan with this video?
No.
Okay. What's the most sinister thing you've known Mr. Yuvan to have done?
Oh. There was just one time.
In band camp?
No. He was lifting weights,
Yes.
and you know, like in the Iron Man 2 movie where Tony Stark is in his Iron Man suit, and then he just takes one weight off the end and just hits Rhodey right across the face in the other Iron Man suit with the... He did that. Yuvan did that.
To who? So, why does Yuvan kill people?
He doesn't kill people.
Say that he kills people.
He doesn't kill people.
You saw it here first, folks. That wink tells us everything words cannot. So when did he kill his first victim?
He didn't kill his first victim on October 1st, 2003.
So what is the name of the victim that Mr. Yuvan did not murder?
Mr. P.
I see. Is that a teacher that worked with Mr. Yuvan? Because it suits our narrative, we're going to say that this man is an accredited scientist, and what he's saying is rational, because we know that Yuvan is a horrible person. And it's not only because he failed me once in biology. Any last words, Mr. Twig?
Any last words, Mr. Interviewer?
You're not gonna kill me. Just
No,
have anything
but
to say
Yuvan's
on it.
not.
I believe that was the threat.
After our interview with the uvologist, we got what we wanted. We had all the information we thought we needed. But we wanted to dig deeper into this conspiracy. That's why we interviewed Mr. Goff, the single man who knows more about Mr. Yuvan than anybody in this school. Mr. Goff, being a student teacher at this school, observing different classrooms. It was too bad that one of the classrooms he had to observe was Mr. Yuvan's. We have to warn you, what you are about to see may be disturbing. It is not for the lighthearted. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr.
Sure.
Bell. So, we brought you here to ask you some questions about your coworker, Mr. Yuvan.
Okay.
What do you know of the man?
Oh, I've heard a lot of things. I mean, he teaches science. Yeah, made a few freshmen cry the other day. A few today, too, yeah.
Yeah. Has he ever made you cry?
I don't know if I... Yeah.
And how does he do that? Does he just break your spirit, or does he...
He just hits me with the facts for so long, and I don't have anything to say back, and he just keeps coming at me with the science facts. I don't know what to come back with.
I know this may be difficult, but if you have any further detail on him, it would be useful in our investigation. Is he going to hear about this, see this? Will he know anything about this interview? We will do our best to keep it under wraps.
No, I can't tell you anything more. Sorry.
Thank you for your time.
That's all I can give you.
We understand. As you can see from this interview here, Mr. Yuvan does not only break the students he teaches, but also the people that work with him. Thank you.
In all my years of doing this job, I don't think I've ever seen anything like we did when we interviewed those people. They were broken. I don't know how they'll ever recover from meeting Mr. Yuvan. So all the people that we interviewed, thank you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. What we uncovered today will hopefully change the lives of many. And to Mr. Yuvan, please, stop terrorizing children. Thank you.
This is Run, Fat Boy Run by 9 Pound Hammer.